Hey guys, and thank you for taking time out with Impossible. Today we're going to talk about things not to say to the mother-to-be of twins. I did a video a long time ago about what not to say to a mother of twins, and I've done several posts regarding that, so I never actually kept up with that and did more videos of it. But you can read my blog, do a search, and you'll see tons of more questions that I got along the way. But maybe I'll get into that another time. But these are things not to say to the twin mom-to-be, which I've never discussed before. So let's get cracking because they are said. Let's go. Are you sure you're just having twins? Are you sure you're not having triplets? Are you sure there's not an alien invading your body? Oh, you may hear that, but you may want to slap a few faces on that one because it's not something you say to even somebody you know, okay? Listen, I've seen girls who are pregnant with one 5-pound baby be humongous, more so than women with twins sometimes, so you cannot guess anything, okay? So, strangers, zip your lips, keep your mouth shut, don't assume, please, and never bring that up because coursing hormones through a woman's veins are more than a singleton pregnancy. They multiply with every fetus. So we have extra hormones just waiting to sick at you like a mad cat. So don't ever say that. Whether you think it, don't think it, keep it inside of your brain because that is not something we want to hear. Because the hormones, I didn't hear that during pregnancy, but after pregnancy, when I was in the hospital, I had my daughter, who was 4 and a half at the time, younger than my twins are now, which is wacky, say to me, Mom, are you sure they didn't leave a baby in there? Maybe you had triplets. I remember feeling like crying. I know she was only a little girl and she didn't even know what she was saying really, but I did look big, and she never saw me before with other pregnancies because she was the last one before that. So then when my BFF that I've known my entire life, I'm actually 2 years older than her, so we were like born into this relationship via our parents and being BFFs. And she came to the hospital and looked at me and she goes, patted my, and she goes, you never had that before. Wow, that's weird. And I was wearing a real loose moo-moo type of gown thing, and I'm going, and she's a big girl. She's a plus-size girl, and I would never say anything to her about her weight or her size or anything, and I couldn't believe she said that. So between that and my daughter, I was like, so just keep your trap shut. Don't say it before and don't say it after. They don't want to hear, are you still pregnant? Are you having a baby? Because you know what? If you see a woman pedaling along twins, or even a singleton for that matter, if that kid looks under a year old, just keep your mouth shut because obviously they are not pregnant with another baby. But you meet those idiots. 2 for the price of 1. Let me go look at my bank account statements. No, I don't really agree with that one. I love how people think that that is the case, but if they were the ones paying for it, they would see their money going down, 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 down. Suddenly see the differences between 1 at a time and 2 at a time. 2 in formula, 2 in diapers, and before it's born you got the extra tests, the extra co-pays, you have the extra birth, so you really want to have great insurance. But it's never 2 for the price of 1 or getting it over with in one shot because you know what? No matter what, it's very hard to have a twin pregnancy. It's not an easy thing. It's not a get it over with thing, and it doesn't mean, oh, now my life is perfect. People fail to realize that twins and multiples of any, gosh, I can't even imagine triplets, quadruplets, etc., cost a lot of money. They are not 2 for the price of 1. I don't know where that actually even came from, but you're getting 2 at one time, or 3 at one time. That would be a more appropriate statement. But people laugh and say that, and I don't know where it comes from, but monetarily speaking, it does not come from the bank. Sorry, just the figures don't add up. Are they natural? Are they real? I don't know. Let me see. I don't know. Feels real. Maybe it's all in my head. I don't know. Are they natural? I know I had some herbal tea. Maybe I put a little artificial sweetener in there. They're artificially sweetened. I just don't. Before birth, after birth, people say this about twins all the time. And you'd be surprised at how blunt strangers are. Are they real? Are they natural? Well, let me see. God created man, God created woman. Everything that happens thereafter is natural, in my opinion. And when people say, how did this happen? Well, let me see. Let's go back to 5th grade here. When a man loves a woman very, very much, and they get married, and they decide to have a family, a sperm and an egg meet, no matter where it meets at, whether it's in a petri dish or inside of a woman, it joins and a baby comes about. It's all natural either way. Shut the beep up. Okay, you don't know me, I don't know you. Shut up. Oh my God, I heard this all the time. I hope you have a lot of help. Oh my God, a lot of help. Because, oh my God, that's like really hard. One baby is hard. Twins, you need like a nanny. You need really a lot of help. A lot of help. You know what? You need a lot of psychiatric help. Shut up. Go live your own life. Butt out of mine and let me live mine. Because you know what? Too many of those idiots made me lose sleep at night thinking how horrible this experience was going to be rather than having joy. All I had was twin shock, misery, more twin shock, worry, misery, twin shock, worry, misery, Google, worry, misery, real life, Google, worry, misery. It was ridiculous. I tell people, and if you're watching this now, you shouldn't have found this video if you're pregnant with twins. But since you did, I'm glad you did. Stick with twinplausible.com. Don't go anywhere else because I tell it like it is. Not how these other people want to share their war stories, because there are always war stories, but the good stories don't stick around. They go on with their lives. The war stories are posted for everyone to see. Just like I was talking about Accutane and stuff like that. You hear the war stories. You're not going to hear the good stories. You hear some there and there on every subject. But you know what? You hear more of the bad, especially online and from other, because that's what's out there. Because you're hearing more of that. Because other people are not. They're just moving on with their lives. When everything's good, they're moving on. So you know what? If I spent less time worrying and more time being happy, I would have enjoyed my pregnancy. So please, if you're listening, enjoy your pregnancy. Or tell your friend or your relative, enjoy your pregnancy. Because you know what? They don't need as much help as you think. As long as you got a good partner, you got just that. I don't have that kind of family, you know, so I was really nervous. And I don't have a bunch of money to pay for an au pair to come over and help me out. Or to have a nanny, which I don't want no one raising my kids anyway. But I wouldn't mind someone cooking and cleaning and doing some stuff on the side. But at the same time, it's all doable. If I can do it, you could do it, your friend could do it, your sister-in-law, and whoever can do it too. It was not at all as hard as I read, heard, everything. Everybody looked at me like I was like, I needed like an army. And we were all okay. I'm alive today. My twins are 5 years old. It's okay. You'll be fine. Can I feel your belly? Well, like I talked about before with the hormones, okay? Let's just map this out in one minuscule little thing if a stranger tries to get there with you. No! There. All better. I don't do that to anybody else. Why do it to me? I don't even do it to people I know. If I want to feel spasms, I'll put my hand on my intestines and wait for an IBS cramp and go, boop, oh, look at that. It's beautiful. That's the next one. The shocked, wacky faces you see from people, strangers and family alike. I mean, when I told family, They looked at me like I had the plague. Don't worry, you can come close. You won't catch it, I promise. They just, I mean, rather than like when you're pregnant with one, people come up and they're congratulating you. Let's pop open some cider, celebrate. Twins, I can imagine what they do for triplets. They just faint. I don't get it, you know, but I do know it because I was there. I mean, even like telling somebody I never met in my life. I remember going into a pizzeria, and I remember like having my hand on my stomach, and the guy goes, "Oh, you're pregnant?" I said, "Yeah, with twins," and he just stopped. It's like time froze. Like pizza's, you know, dough was flying in the background in slow motion, and his jaw in slow motion. And like, he could barely cash me into my transaction there on the cash register because all he was thinking about was twins. Like I told him he was the father. You're not the daddy. Don't worry about it. I don't even know you, sweetheart. Sorry. But that's the look I would get from men, women, everybody looked at me like I was cursed with the plague or something. And that was another reason I could not enjoy my pregnancy, because I felt like I was cursed. Like everyone had one, and I was having like so much that no one person could manage it. Found out that was wrong, and the day they were born and put in my arms, I felt so much love. I said, what the heck was I doing worrying so much? And was it easy peasy, lemon squeezy, as my daughter would say? No, it wasn't easy peasy, lemon squeezy, but it was not anything like I thought or like those people made it out. So don't let those scary monster-like faces freak you. Just dismiss them, and if somebody doesn't say congratulations, mazel tov, loca like a bear, no, that's not a good one, crazy in the head. That means you had too much tequila the night you had twins. No, you conceived twins. But anyway, no. Just like, unless they're happy and upbeat about it, just dismiss it, because it is something to be happy about, I later learned. But it was scary at the time. You'll never look the same again. Okay, well, you know what? There were times in life I looked a lot worse than a couple months after I gave birth to my twins. So, I belly bound, and after about 9 weeks, I was good. 12 weeks, I was like, knew I was done. I took that extra 3 weeks, but I knew I was good to go. So, I said to myself, look at me now. I took a picture, and I go, look at this picture from the past. Which looks better? And I wasn't pregnant then, and I had 2 kids. And after my 2 kids, I looked really good. And then there was a time in between that I really looked I was heavy, and I had a lot of flab and fat. And, you know, it's nothing to be ashamed of. We all have phases and stuff in life. And then I got too skinny. Well, I developed a problem. That's another video. And I got too skinny, and then I had to gain weight. And, you know, I've been to all sides of the spectrum. But it has nothing to do with being pregnant or having the babies or having twins. And don't let people scare you, because you know what? Even if you didn't look exactly the same as you did before, which I'm not saying you won't, because you might. Because honestly, I can look at before and I can look at now, and I can say I look the same. Okay? Actually, now I'm trying to go above and beyond, but that's another video. I'm going to do that about waist training. But there is nothing that's different, except you have this love for these 2 children that would be worth anything, as long as they're healthy and everything is good. You know what? It's such a miracle when you think about one baby being conceived, brought to gestation, and born healthy. When you think about multiples, how much that takes, you got to really say to God, thank you. This is such a blessing, because it would be worth any battle scars or looser skin or bulging belly, because you can work at that all later. There's always something you can do if you have to do it. Nowadays, if you needed to do something drastic, you could do something drastic, but maybe like me, you won't have to do something drastic. You could just bind and use a nice Palmer's belly butter, like I love tummy butter. Sorry, belly butter sounds so much better. Palmer's, please change it. It just flows better. It just I don't like when people try to say you'll never look the same again, because sometimes, like, it was my mother who said it. My mother, yes, she's a beautiful, sweet woman. And just strangers, you know, like, oh, my friend needed a tummy tuck, and she's still trying to get off the 80 pounds. You know, everybody is different, okay? That's why I do my videos, and I say how to try to not gain extra weight on empty calorie. If you sit around eating cheesecake for 9 months, yes, of course you're going to gain 200 pounds. But you could do that with one pregnancy. It has nothing to do with that. It's just a matter of that people just shout out their mouth when they shouldn't and scare you before you have a chance to even... Like, I remember being 14 weeks pregnant and being like, you know, looking really good still. I wasn't popping yet. And my friend telling me about her friend who had twins, was going through plastic surgery and this, that, and the other thing. And how if I need the name of her doctor for after. And I'm like, you know, I warned my husband. I said, you know what? You better really have something on the side, money, for work done here, because I said if I need it, I'm not gonna, you know, they're worth it. Your twins are gonna be worth any amount of money in the world, you know what I mean, or any amount of damage in the world. But you know what, I just happen to have had BDD, body dysmorphic disorder, my entire life, so I probably wouldn't want to stare at things, but I would have been so busy in the early months that I wouldn't have probably noticed. But now I would have wanted something done. But I didn't need something done, so you could be like me. I'm not like a superhero or anything. So just can those naysayers and just stick with people like me who actually have a positive story to share, because I'm not the only one. There are stories like me out there. And you can be one of them. And if, you know what, if you get stretched or something, you know what, it's all worth it. And it's all, there are plenty of recourses for that. Look on my blog. You'll see recourses for every type of problem you have to make yourself feel better, look better, and again, feel better, because that's what matters the most. And you have to love yourself and who you are. But naysayers, just can them out the door. It's so hard. It's so, so hard, especially when people you love and know say things to you. But you know what? I can look like myself again and better. Let them go. Let it go, let it go. Don't hold it back anymore. Turn them to ice. Oh, you're having multiples? Oh, so you're definitely having a C-section, right? With twins, you're definitely having a C-section. It does not mean you're having a C-section just because you're having twins. News alert! Only 50% of twins are born via C-section, and a lot of those are done planned because of a certain situation, like baby A is not head down, which is a cause for a no-brainer C-section. And some are planned, and some are VBACs. So you have to take those into account as a nice chunk of that 50%. And then the other part could be unexpected. Actually, only 5% of my OBGYN's twins were born via C-section out of his entire career. So that number made me think, oh my God, I could really do this. And actually my baby B was breech. Baby A was breech, then I would have no choice. But since baby B was breech, I honestly, you know, was empowered by what he said, and I was able to have them naturally. And it was actually one of my greatest births, and it was very quick too. By the time I realized I was totally in labor, and I was 7 centimeters at the doctor's office, just sitting there BSing with the guy. He's like, what are you doing here? Get the hell to the hospital. I didn't know. I would have stayed home even longer. It was stupid. My husband, I told him he came in from work. I told him to go back to sleep. Imagine if he did. I would have been on the Discovery Health Channel for sure. But anyway, no, it does not mean an automatic C-section, because that 50%, there are also in that 50%, a nice chunk of those that are persuaded to have C-sections to be safe, because these newer doctors are not well versed in things, and there's actually a lot lower malpractice rates and everything by doing things C-sections. It's quicker, easier for the doctors. They get to charge the insurance companies more. And my doctor told me all about how high the malpractice rates are, and just in general, and how much doctors are afraid of like problems. So they'll just avoid them by just trying to persuade patients without even knowing anything into C-sections. So I've had an older 50-something, almost 60, doctor who was already doing this for many years who wasn't like that, because I already had a son, an unexpected breach that we thought was head first. I was pushing and they thought it was head first. They couldn't tell an ass from a head. That's how smart these people are. But, well, back in the day. Nowadays, don't be scared by that. That was back in '96. Now it's a whole different ball game. They actually know what they're doing. I don't know what he was drinking that day, that doctor. But anyway, let's not go there. It does not mean automatic C-section, so don't let people scare you into thinking that. But honestly, if you want a C-section, you can easily have one. And I have a friend that actually prefers them, so you never know. I mean, she doesn't want to go into labor. She likes the fact of getting planned C-sections, and that's what she does. But honestly, the C-section rate is very high, actually too high in my opinion. That's because doctors are scared and because of the malpractice. And when problems happen with kids, my doctor told me it likely has absolutely nothing to do with the birth, but people blame it on that. So, I mean, like, they're even talking about, like, learning disabilities down the line and stuff like that. I don't know. But, you know, certain things definitely are related to birth. I know that firsthand, but you know what? I had a wonderful birth experience. Great thing. You can have it too. And if you don't, it's still worth it. I just get yourself prepared. I did myself mentally, physically. I was watching videos and reading things about C-sections. In case, but only half, and that's with the high number of other factors that I explained. Planned and chosen and VBACs and stuff like that. So, I mean, women who have previously had C-sections, I mean. So, okay. I guess you're done now. Why do people think because someone has twins, they're absolutely done? Even if it's what people say is so perfect, a boy-girl twin pair, I don't find that perfect. I find any set of twins perfect. Alright? I was in twin shock, but you know what? When I had my CBS test done, because I already lost a child and I was just petrified. So I honestly went to the best place with the best, lowest case of risk and the best doctors just to put my mind at ease and check things out. And it came back perfect, and they said that it was 2 girls. I was smiling ear to ear. And I'm sure if they told me it was 2 boys, I would be smiling ear to ear. If it was a boy and a girl, I'd be smiling ear to ear. But my husband was like, oh. Yeah. But you know what? To me, there is no perfect. It's what God gives you is perfect. I don't see why people think you should be unhappy with that, or that I should want a boy-girl set, or why I should feel unhappy with that. I just don't get it. But aside from that, I'm talking about the fact that people think that you're done having kids because you had twins of any gender. And that's BS, because there are many people that go on to have a 3rd child, or that's their 4th and 5th child like me, which I'm done because of my age and because of my husband's age. And you know, I'm not a millionaire. A monetary situation doesn't call for it, and our age doesn't call for it. So it's just done because of these factors. If God suddenly blessed me with another one and I got pregnant, would I cry over it? I wouldn't cry over it. I would say it's a miracle of God because I have endometriosis and stuff, and we usually need help. But you know what? I've seen much stranger things happen personally and from friends. So you know what? Everything is so out there in life, and you just got to take the punches as they come to you. But some of those punches will be at these people. But keep those punches inwardly, because you don't want to get arrested while you're still pregnant. You don't want any legal trouble. Okay? Inward punches. Just punch them from the inside, or let your babies do that for you, because they will tell you, "Are you done? Yo, yeah, you're done. You're done." You know what? Twins are a blessing. I never knew they would be such a blessing. They are a blessing. It's a wonderful experience. I can't take enough pictures and video because I'm in awe of the entire twin relationship and the whole perspective of things, because I've only ever done it one at a time. So it's just an amazing thing, and you'll see it too if you're pregnant with twins, or you know somebody that's pregnant with twins. So, like, whether it's their 1st and 2nd child or their 20th and 21st child, it doesn't mean anybody's done. It doesn't mean that's the perfect family, and you're like, oh God, okay, you're finished, 2 kids, and you're suburban, and you're little white picket fence. No. It doesn't at all. And as a matter of fact, if my 9-year-old had been twins, I probably would have wanted another one down the line. And I think it would have been easier because the jealousy thing would have been totally canned because the two would have had themselves and it would have been a picnic. Compared, that's the most stressful thing is the jealousy, and this shouldn't be. But I know they'll all best buds in the long run. It's just, that was the hardest part for us, the sibling jealousy, because of the age gap and the, I don't know. But whatever. But that was the hard part for us. I see people with just twins, and I'm like, oh, walk in the park. Oh, that's so beautiful. But you know what? It doesn't mean anything. Because if I just had twins, if I had twins when I was 19, when I had my first, I would have had more, definitely. So, no, it doesn't mean we're done. Thank you. Do you wish there were one instead of two? I would. Okay, it might not be said just like that, but it's implied like that. And sometimes people will say it like that. And no, I don't wish it was one, then two, because I'm double blessed. And you know what? In the long run, you'll know that. If you don't, like I didn't, you will know that, because I know it now. So in the beginning, did I wish it was one? Honestly, yes. I've never denied that. I humbly, down on bended knee will say, yes, I wished it was one in the beginning. Not before, before they were born, not after. I wished there was one because I was used to one. I couldn't imagine more than one. I was reading crazy stories about more than one. I was driving myself crazy about more than one. My husband seemed frazzled by the thought of more than one. I couldn't imagine paying for and living and dealing and handling and managing everything with more than one. And you know what? Nothing was as horrible as it seemed. So yes, I am happy it was two. I would relive it and do it all over again, and I wouldn't have changed a thing. So, with yourself, or encourage other people to say that. No, I am happy that there are two. Double blessings living inside of me. Thank you very much. Turn around and walk away, because you are blessed. Okay? Now, would that person be thinking the same thing if the mom said, do I wish it was none? I could have an abortion and not have a one. Okay. People are brazen, folks. You will hear a lot of things, a lot of people, and nothing that's really awesome, usually. Some people get great feedback, but for me, it just sucked. I didn't get that. And for other people who understand what I'm saying, just know that strangers stink most of the time. And they will say things that shock you and maybe catch you off guard and make you wonder, oh my God, is this going to be so horribly tough? Relax, breathe, hold, exhale, go home, lay down, feel your stomach. One baby, two babies, A, B, you are blessed. I know now what I didn't know then, and that's what you can bank on. Thank you for taking time out with me, Shelly. It's impossible. Where anything's possible if you put your mind, your body, and your soul into it. Take care.